lot of freedom Dallin. Noah, how did it feel to break out tonight shooting the ball?
It felt really good, especially because the past couple games I was a little frustrated with my shot, and I was 0%, I think. And then coming into this game, I was just getting extra shots in after practice all the time, just trying to clear my mind and not really worry about those games, and it paid off today.
Coach, you had 10 turnovers in the first half, 3 in the second half. What do you attribute kind of that improvement to?
Well, one is the law of averages. Eventually, we were going to have a half without 10-plus turnovers. But really, listen, our guys, that's a space it's hard to grow in right now for us because I'm not actually putting everything on a full stop, right? I'm trying to actually keep pushing this. I'm trying to keep pushing pace and keep pushing freedom. And so we're going to steamroll our way through this turnover issue, and we're just going to do it. So I'm not making it easy on the guys to do that. I thought they were unbelievable in working to win catches. I thought their decision-making down the stretch was great. I thought Trey Stewart was a game changer in the second half in terms of forcefully getting penetration and just finding guys shots. And earning a power play. He was really spectacular. He was a star of this game. And so I think it's a learning process. I mean, that's what we're going to do. Eventually, hopefully, we're going to be every half is 3 turnovers. But right now, we'll take one half, and we'll keep making progress.
Coach, why did you choose to go with Dallin Hall down the stretch?
I felt like I felt like everybody in our backcourt was giving us good stuff. It was really hard in the sense as Rudy had some solid stuff. Spence obviously has been heroic in every single game. Trey was actually a difference maker on the court, and so we kind of rotated guys through, and it just ended up that Dallin was out there at the end, kind of switching off Trey and Dallin, offense, defense down the stretch. I think Dallin was pretty comfortable tonight, making decisions down the stretch, and I felt he was pretty aggressive. Really, the most spectacular thing Dallin Hall did, probably nobody's going to write about, is he was incredible on the glass. There's one particular play where it was maybe 9 or 10 minutes in the half, something like that. We kind of gave up a pro lane drive, and a Tiki and Gideon both went to challenge and left the weak side naked. And Dallin had a rebound against their 5 and their 3 crashing in the wing all by himself as a point guard. He came up with the rebound and got the foul. And those are actually the plays that actually got us to the point where we had a chance to win it. So I thought he was really terrific on both sides of the ball tonight.
You talked about Trey, Noah, and Tiki, and just a lot of guys off the bench tonight. Like, how much do you feel like this game gave you faith and just that second unit grew up tonight?
Well, I have a lot of faith in all the guys we're playing. In fact, it's Tanner Tools, and I got to find him some minutes right now. Right, it's just so hard to get there because everybody on this roster trusts him too. So we know we have a lot of guys on the floor that we can trust, and it's something. The best part of this of being 3 games in rather than 1 game in or 2 games in is like. I keep saying that everybody is going to have a night where they have to save us, and now no one knows what that means experientially rather than just me hearing the words. He's like, oh, I know exactly what that means. Like, I got to come in, every third night and be 5 for 6 from the 3-point line just to give us a chance to win, and I think he can do it. He's historically, he's one of the most efficient offensive players in the country, and he certainly showed that tonight. I mean, his numbers are ridiculous. So I got a lot of faith in everybody on this roster.
What was the play design on the last play?
So, you're always wondering what you're going to see. If you're going to see really, really intense pressure where they're trying to really stop you up in the backcourt and risk a foul. They picked up full, but they were a little bit soft. I actually thought that Dallin was going to be able to turn the corner. I thought we might get him a slant. We were running a slant pattern, right? Courtesy of the great Darryl Bevel. He's been working with me on my full court late game passing routes, and but they kind of backed off, so Dallin just ended up being one-on-one and just got to use his shoulders. But we had Tiki in the dunker spot. I thought there was a chance we were going to see him make a play in the air. It just worked out the way it worked out. So, and it's a huge play by a young player. So I'm super proud of him.
What have you seen from Dallin from the time he's been home from his mission to now?
He wants to get better, like everybody on our team. we everybody on our team, including their coach, has struggled, on and off through the first 3 games for sure. But everybody in this organization wants to get better, and Dallin's really hungry to get better. He really wants to get better, and he wants to be a great player, and he's super passionate about that. And so that's why this team is fun to work with, is because we got guys that are really trying to get better.
Coach, what do you, I guess, Fousseyni seemed to be as ineffective as I've ever seen him.
Mm-hmm.
What do you attribute that to?
Well, Foose is dealing with a lot. First, there was a ton of size on the floor, and we're ironing out how we can play free and right without me controlling everything. We've talked about this a lot, and so it's still a work in progress. What Foose did come with, he came with a couple of just massive offensive rebound putbacks that massive. And that is who he is. He had a really nice turnover his left shoulder in the post and just went up against a ton of weight, and it was a little bit short. But, it's Atiki and Foose are a formidable tandem. And Atiki had been rushed in the first couple games a little bit, and I thought tonight he was really terrific. Came up with incredible catches. His counter move, his face-up attack, middle counter move late in the game was also a massive play for us. And so, those guys are they're gonna play off each other a lot and really support each other.
3 more questions.
Coach, you talk about disruptive defense. You guys had 9 blocks tonight. How did you just feel overall, especially down the stretch as the lead changes going back and forth?
Yeah. It turned into a scrum at the rim, didn't it, down there, both on the glass and with penetration. I thought Gideon had some really incredible verticality. I thought Tiki was unbelievable with his verticality down there. Foose made a huge play, actually, keeping a ball alive. It turned into a 3-point play, unfortunately. But we had a lot of guys contributing, and that's really key for us. Our ability to have verticality at the rim is super important. And so it's an area we're going to keep growing on and get better and better in.
2 more questions.
Mark, that leading up to this game, when asked about maybe making changes on the lineup, said you don't want to pull the wrong lever.
Yeah.
That shot from Dallin, is that the type of shot that makes you consider pulling that lever and changing up a lineup?
I don't know. It's really artistic. I feel like right now my biggest agenda is us getting to know ourselves and how we're trying to play. And so I'd like to, it's so funny because all off season I was like, I'm cutting the rotation down to 8. I'm cutting the rotation down to 8, and here I am playing 10, right, and wanting to play 11. But I'm not feeling a huge push there. I want these pieces all to work together. I don't think our guys really care either. I think what's interesting is I think what I'm starting to get a little bit better sense of is what pieces actually function constructively together. There were some moments tonight where I was like, ooh, I actually want to have Spence in there with Dallin, and I want to have Trey in there with Rudy. Almost as those tandems, just for a couple of reasons, which I'll bore you to death if I go into it. But so I think right now we're more interested in learning how we play, how we can be effective, and then also kind of learning about how we put pieces on the floor together that really fit together.
Last question.
No, there was a stretch in game where Mark's coach is giving you a lot of those second unit, a lot of time to kind of feel things out, especially in that first half. What does that do? Maybe that second unit of confidence you guys have going forward.
We have a lot of confidence because the second unit, we play together all the time in practice. So we got the chemistry and everything like that. I think all of us, depending on, even if I'm in with the starting lineup, I think we also have chemistry because Coach, as he was saying, he switches up the lineup all the time, even in practice. Overall, we just have a lot of confidence with each other, and that's why we'll pass the one more. We believe in each other. If I'm not open, I'm going to kick it to the corner, let Dale hit the 3. Even if he misses it, I'm not really worried about it because I know he's going to make the next one.
Thanks, guys.